Starlets, I'm Sarah from Everyday Starlet. Welcome to my channel. We're bringing a little bit of glamour to everyday life. If you want to join my Starlet squad, be sure you hit that subscribe button. I actually have a slightly different video for you today. This is actually more of just a chatty video. I haven't done this in a while, and I've done some videos about health and fitness and weight loss and things like that. I have like my weight loss journey. I vlogged through my whole Whole30 experience. You know, I've actually talked about my anxiety and depression and things like that. Like, I've done some chatty things about that, and I will link all those videos to this one so you guys can check those out if you want. But I kind of wanted to give you a little bit of like a health and fitness update and talk about some of my goals and things like that. If you're not familiar and you haven't watched my fitness journey video, brief synopsis of my weight loss life. I've always had trouble losing weight. Like, it's never come easy for me. I was never one of those like teenagers that could like eat anything they wanted and was just like, oh, I'm thin because I'm young, you know, like the whole Kylie Jenner thing. Like, she's got like cut abs and she's like, I don't work out, I'm just young. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. But whatever, that's beside the point. I've never been one of those people. I've always struggled, and I kind of got to my 30s and like I couldn't, no matter what I did, I couldn't drop weight. I couldn't get in shape. I couldn't get more toned, like no matter what I did. And I just kept trying to eat healthier. You know, I feel like people always tell you, you know, well, just eat whole foods, eat natural foods. You know, everybody's going plant-based now and everything. And I mean, I was just following them. Like, they're like, oh, this fruit's good for you, so I'd eat that. And like, you know, whole grains are good for you, so I'd eat that. And like whole and organic and blah, blah, blah. And like, I mean, my diet was healthier than probably like 90% of the population, and I still wasn't dropping any weight. I was working out for like sometimes an hour and a half in the morning, sometimes I'd do something in the afternoon. Nothing was budging. And I have a few other things that I've been doing to try to get fit and get healthy, and they're things that I'm going to kind of talk about in other videos as I go on about this. But the thing that I want to talk about, the point of this video, which I'm getting to, that I really want to talk to you guys about is the foods that I think were the problem and like where I think the problem is. And I've kind of hit I don't know if it's an epiphany or I don't know what the word is. I never want to be one of those people that like sat down and like counted calories and did that. I did Weight Watchers. I've done Weight Watchers actually twice in my life. I do really like Weight Watchers. And it's something that I feel like if you have like no clue where to begin, no clue where to diet, no clue what's good for you, like you just feel like your weight is out of control and you just can't, you just don't know where to turn, I would recommend Weight Watchers. I really would. I do think it's a very sensible approach to food. I learned a lot from it. I did it when I was quite young. Whether or not that was positive or negative that's up for debate. But I did it again when I was in my 20s, and I learned a lot from it. I feel like the Weight Watchers point system is almost like shorthand for like counting your calories and your fat and your protein and your carbs and stuff like that. It's like shorthand for that. So if you're somebody who just doesn't know where to turn, I would recommend something like Weight Watchers. I didn't really want to do that again. I didn't really have the money for it right now, for one. And for two, I felt like I've done that, like I've gotten what I can get from that. I want to try something else. So I decided to finally like just sit down and be like, all right, no matter how much exercise I'm doing, it's just not happening. I feel like I'm eating healthy. Even when I did Whole30, I mean, I dropped a little bit of weight. I don't feel like I toned up. I don't feel like my body changed at all. I was just like, all right, something has to change. So I sat down, and it was very tedious, and it's been a very tedious, long, not difficult, but like it's been a process. I basically wrote down everything that I ate on like an average day. My meals during the day for the most part are very similar every day. I tend to do the same thing just about every day. My dinners, I mix it up, but I have like certain ones that are like in my rotation. So I figured out basically about how many calories I was getting in a day, and I was actually in a good range for where I should be calorie wise. You know, I went in and tried to figure out like how much fat I was getting, and I did a little bit of tweaks. My fat intake was a little high, but not ridiculously high, and most of it was healthy. In fact, I'd say all of it was really healthy fats. I mean, depending on what you call a healthy fat, I feel like there's some debate about which fats are healthy, but I mean, I only cook with olive oil. I haven't used butter in years. I use olive oil or coconut oil for everything. You know, I went into my protein and my protein was a little low, so I made a few tweaks to try to increase my protein a little bit. My fiber was a little low, so I made a few tweaks to try to increase my fiber a little bit, and I was eating about that for like a week. And I actually gained 2 pounds, which I actually think that was like water weight. I don't think that it was actually me gaining that much weight because I lost it again the next week, so you know, it is whatever. Side note about weighing, I started weighing myself weekly again, and I've actually started weighing myself and doing my measurements. I know that they say like just go by your clothes, but I feel like for me, anytime my clothes are loose, I'm like, are they just stretching out? Because my clothes are not really that expensive. So I don't find that's the best judge for me. I think if you're just starting out with weight loss and you don't have any experience, like maybe get on the scale for like a baseline to know where you're starting out, but don't weigh yourself every week. Like maybe once a month, or maybe not even at all. Like if you're just like really far away from where your goal is, like if you don't need that like reminder. For me, I needed it to just see where I'm going. Now the scale isn't everything. I realize everybody says to me, they're always like, you know, well, muscle weighs more than fat, and I get that. Like I know, like I was a lifetime member of Weight Watchers at like age 12, so I understand that. For me, I just needed like a tangible thing that I could see, that I could be like, okay, this week this improved, this week this didn't. So that's why I started weighing myself and doing my measurements. For me, like I'm actually not that unhappy with my measurements. I mean, my bust is my bust. I mean, I would like to be a little bit smaller, but it is what it is, you know, it's just, that's life. My hips are like, I don't have a problem with the size of my hips, like they are what they are. If they go up an inch, they go down 2 inches, whatever, like I'm fine with that. You know, I like my butt to be bigger. I got a white girl butt, but that's beside the point. But my waist size is the problem. Like, and my waist, and the more I've been reading about like health and stuff, like my waist was like literally just under the safe, like just under where it's like a danger zone for like having some serious health problems. My waist and my stomach and everything are like my big problem area. And I don't know how I got on this tangent, but that's actually part of the reason, like I've just not been comfortable with my body and myself. And like I feel like when I started my blog and my YouTube channel, like I wanted it to be a lot more fashion based, and I kind of just stopped because like I didn't want to be trying on clothes. I didn't want to be, I don't know, it just, and I've always really loved beauty. I think even a little bit more than fashion, although I do love fashion, but that's kind of one of the reasons why I just kind of like ditched fashion on my blog completely. And I would like to bring it back, but I want to feel better in my own skin. It's not necessarily for anybody or to justify to anybody else, like, or prove to anybody like, look how good I look. It's just I want to feel good in my own skin, and I don't right now. So anyway, so I've been getting on the scale once a week. Where was I going? Okay, I was calculating everything. So then I started reading this article. It was actually about, I think it was about like gut health and how it affects your skin or something, which is, you know, beauty related. I was reading about it, and there was a doctor who basically was talking about your gut health and cortisol levels, and like he recommended that you get no more than 80 grams of carbohydrates a day. So I was like, oh, well, I must not overdo my carbohydrates. I mean, I'm in a good, healthy calorie zone. I must be fine. But I said, you know what? For the fun of it, it's not that fun, but whatever. I decided to calculate how many carbohydrates I was getting in a day. Whoa! I was like, I mean, I was over 80 and before I even got to dinner. Like, and some of my dinners were like 80 grams of carbohydrates. Now, I've read some things. I'm doing more research about it, and, you know, some argue that fiber is a certain type of carbohydrate, that blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. I get that. I've been trying to make sure that I get enough fiber in my diet, but I decided to work some things around and change some things so that I was only getting, and I think I'm a little over 80 grams of carbohydrates, because for someone like me who's like, I'm a carb girl, it's really difficult. And I also had to kind of go back to like eating more meats. I try not to eat too much red meat, but more like turkey, chicken. I'm not in love with it, and for all you vegetarians out there or vegans or whatever, I'm sorry, plug your ears, but it's the only way for me to get enough protein and enough calories in my diet to survive and not go crazy over my carbohydrates. Honestly, like I did that for 2 days, and it just so happened that it was 2 days, and then the next day was my weigh-in and my measuring. I was down 2 pounds, which could have been the 2 pounds I had gained the week before from like water weight or whatever. My waist was down 1/2 inch. Now, that may not seem like a big deal to a lot of people like half an inch, but it was huge for me because my waist has not budged in years. So that for me was like a light bulb that was like, oh my god, it's my carbohydrates. And the thing is that like I wasn't getting, like I do love potato, and I joke all the time I love french fries, but I don't eat french fries all that often. Like it's a rare thing for me. But like for me, like when I actually was calculating it, like I was getting my carbohydrates from fruit. I mean, vegetables are obviously good for you, but I mean, they are a lot of carbohydrates, and if you're eating a lot of vegetables, you know, maybe there's other things that are carbohydrate based that you maybe shouldn't eat, you know, kind of thing. And it's about a balance. And that's when I realized, like when I did Whole30, like yes, I was doing whole foods, yes, I was cutting out all of the extra sugars. I learned a lot from that. If you really want to know more about Whole30 or weight loss or whatever, you can watch the video. But it really did open my eyes to like all the extra sugars we put in our food. So there is that. And I did cut out a lot of just extra things that I was adding. Like I was adding a ton of honey to my tea all the time, which yeah, you're like, oh, honey's good for you, it's better than regular sugar. Well, yeah, it is, but you know, it's still, you gotta limit it. And I realized that when I did Whole30, like I was just loading up on fruit because you can eat fruit on Whole30. I was eating so much of it. It's like, well, I can't have sweet any other way, so let's just throw a banana in here and let's just do this and that. And so I've been doing a lot more research. I've been switching out. I've been trying not to overdo my fruit. I've been trying to kind of like measure it, not go crazy over it, which you think to yourself like, fruit, it's healthy, it's whole food. Like how could fruit be making me fat? Like what? I've been measuring it. I've actually been trying to choose better fruits. Like instead of like a banana at breakfast, I've been putting like raspberries in my smoothie, because with raspberries you get the carbohydrates, but you're also getting all that good healthy fiber. So choosing carbohydrates that have the most bang for their buck as far as fiber goes. I hate that I've kind of become one of those people that like talks about calories and carbohydrates and food and blah blah blah, and I'm kind of scared for the first time I eat out and stuff. But I've been trying to find some. I actually made myself a carb-free cocktail the other day, which was quite good, I have to say. I found, because my husband and I have to go to Starbucks on the weekends before like we run errands and stuff. He's a big coffee person, I'm not. I tried just like a plain iced green tea because it was warm that day, and I liked it. No sweetener. I actually really enjoyed it. So, you know, I've just been trying to find like substitutes, things that are like lower in carbs, but that aren't like crazy in fat and calories and stuff. And it's been a shift, and I'm not really giving you all that much specific information right now, but I just kind of want to give you guys an update as to where I am with that. And I mean, I've been on this sort of diet roller coaster thing, and I feel like it's been a gradual journey. I mean, I'm kind of freaked out, like, oh my god, I have to cut back on potato. Like, I love potato. I feel like Oprah in all her Weight Watchers commercials, and somebody's like, I love bread. She's like, I love bread. Like, that's her reaction. Someone's like, oh, I like chips. She's like, I love chips. Like, I feel like that. I'm just like, oh my, I love potato. I'd say the first few days I felt like absolute crap. I just wanted to like curl in a ball and like fall asleep because my body was not getting all that like extra sugar boost that it needed. I've been kind of doing a lot more green tea just to kind of like perk me up, and I've been trying to like space my meals out so that when I am getting food that's fuel, it's at a time when I'm kind of getting a little bit of an energy crash, so I kind of get a little bit more of a boost. And you know, at first I was kind of freaked out, like, oh my god, like carbs, like I'm not gonna eat pizza again and blah blah blah, but I was like, you know, I used to live on pasta and cheese. Like when I was probably in my 20s, that was my world, like pasta and cheese. And if you had told me back then that I would have given up dairy and wouldn't be eating cheese, I would have like smacked silly. I would have been like, no. I hardly ever have dairy. I don't drink milk ever. I only drink almond milk, but I only eat cheese once in a while. I may have to because it's no carbs, but I try to limit my dairy. Although I did find a recipe that I want to try out for a really low carb cheesecake. So I may have to incorporate a little bit of cheeses here and there into my diet to get some protein and stuff like that. But like if you told me back then like I wouldn't be eating cheese at every meal every day, I would have thought you were crazy. And I don't. Like I feel like change has to happen, and like I kind of wish I had gotten to this point when I was younger. But I also feel like I needed to kind of go through some of these stages. I needed to like wean myself off of dairy. I needed to wean myself off of pasta. I had to do it like sort of one insane temptation at a time. What I'm getting at is like it takes a while and it's a slow process, and it was just something that really opened my eyes. Like I just figured like I'm eating healthy, I'm doing good, I'm eating whole grains. Well, yeah, but my whole grain bread was like half of my carbohydrate intake for the entire day. Like yeah, the whole grains are good for you, but you know what? Like is that really where I want to put like one slice of bread? Is that really where I want to put like all my carbs for the day, or do I want to get carbs from a different source? You know, I think it's just all about balance. I've done a lot of research about low carb diets, and I do want to say like there's a lot of places that say that it's not good for you, that it's actually bad for you. I think no carb diets, I think, can be very dangerous, so I would not recommend those. And I don't think that it's right for everyone. I mean, I think for one thing, if you're like vegan or vegetarian hardcore, like you need, you know, to get your protein from carbohydrates. So I'm not suggesting to anybody like go out and cut your carbs, or go out and stop eating, you know, your whole grains, or go out and stop eating this, or go on. And I'm not saying I'm never gonna eat that stuff again. I guess for me, like the message of this video, which is probably long at this point, is just you have to kind of know what's right for your body and what's right for you. Every body is different, so every way people eat would logically be different. So I'm just encouraging everybody out there, if you take away anything from this video, it's subscribe to my channel. No, not just that. Not just that. But if you take away anything from this video, it is just like, if you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like you've hit a plateau, or you just feel like you're just not happy with your health, not even just the way you look, but how you feel, take a look at what you're eating, and take a look at like, you know, break it down, write it down, figure out how much you're getting of what nutrients, of what types of food, and just see, like, are you way over in one area or way too under in another area? Or, you know, a lot of people don't get enough fiber in their diet. A lot of people get too much protein. I got maybe a little bit too little protein. Just take a look at it. Like I just want this video to encourage everybody to just like really pay attention and look at what you're eating, look at what you're putting in your body. Hopefully we can make a change and we can all be healthier together. So I really want to start doing more health and fitness related videos and talk to you guys a little bit more about my health and fitness journey. If that's something you guys want to see, then let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Give me the video a thumbs up. Just let me know. Contact me on social media. Talk to me. Let me know. I want to hear from you. So, you know, any videos you want to see, like maybe my favorite at-home workouts or like motivation tips. You know, I'm not quite ready to do what I eat in a day video quite yet, because I'm still tweaking things a little bit, but I probably will do one of those eventually. So just anything that you guys want to see. I have a few things that I'm going to talk to you guys about in the future, as far as some things I've been doing with my body, and that sounds really bad, but no. So anyway, let me know what you guys want to hear. I really want to start incorporating some of this stuff. There'll still be the beauty and makeup. Fear not. That will always be like my one true love, but I don't know, it's kind of what I've been into lately. It's all tied to like beauty and wellness and being an everyday starlet. So a while back I was suffering from anxiety and depression, and I truly believe that beauty and makeup saved my life, and I believe it can save yours too. So if you want to join my Starlet squad, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You can follow me on all my social media channels. The links will all be in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you join me next time.